And when two lovers woo, they still say, I love you. On that you can rely. No matter what the future brings as time goes by. Moonlight and love songs, never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate. Woman needs man, and man must have his mate. That no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by. Play it again, Ita. Moonlight and love songs, never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate. Woman needs man, and man must have his mate. That no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by.
Thank you very much, Anne and Anita. That was lovely as time goes by. If this was a time, we'd have a lovely link into cookery, wouldn't we? But it's blooming old bay leaves. Joe Kerrigan, the man behind the cafe, the man responsible for the cafe in the National Museum, where you cook up wonderful things. You're going to cook up wonderful things for this audience, aren't you?
Absolutely.
You are?
Yeah, we sure are.
Lovely warming stew.
Uh-huh. A Tuesday classic.
A Tuesday classic. Well, do you know what? When we came in here earlier on, did you all get the smell as you came? Wasn't it lovely? Wouldn't you feel at home with you? But we have it on a Monday because you're here with us.
Yeah, well, it's really, you know, I can prepare it tonight for tomorrow.
All right, okay. And you're going to tell us how to prepare
We're
it.
going to tell you how to prepare it.
Okay.
So we're working with Irish stew today, and you've got nice diced lamb, and it's from the shoulder or from the leg, and that's it. Just ask your butcher. Make sure he doesn't give you any shin, because you'll be cooking it for a long time before it's tender.
4 hours later, we'll be waiting for our shin.
The kids will be back home
So
from
you
school
just,
and all.
anyway, you just cube that up.
No, it'll come. You can get it. You can buy a cube. Yeah, you can buy a cube.
Okay.
So it's a white stew, so you need to blanch and refresh it. Now, basically, blanching means to bring it to a boil. So you pop it into water, and it's just to take the blood out of it. And you bring.
You're not taking the flavour out by doing that now, are you?
Well, that is one of the
questions
that's
I
asked,
would
yeah.
ask the hard question.
Ah, yeah, but no, you're actually not. You see, because the blood will actually taint it and give it a terrible colour, and you won't, just by blanching it, it won't take it, because there's still loads of flavour in the vegetables and the meat.
Okay.
So you blanch and you refresh that, you pop it under water and you refresh it, literally. And then you're left with this pot.
So you take that, you let that boil for how long? Or
Just bring it to the boil, and it takes all this.
You take it, you
bring it back under the water,
okay,
let it rinse.
You throw out the water.
Throw out the water.
You put it, you let it rinse through water, okay, and then you have this.
Now then you start again, and you just cover your meat with water. And again, it's a basic stew, so there was no aromats, there was no bouillons, there was no stock cubes back then. So we're looking at the very
Basic.
original dish.
Water.
That's
Water
it.
and mate, okay.
H2O.
No messing with history. Of course, you'd know
Okay.
about old things from the museum.
Thanks very much. Okay, so we're going to try on a bouquet garni with just parsley, bay leaf and thyme. Pop that in. And we're going to, now again, this is good meat. Today we're dealing with shoulder of lamb, and it'll only take an hour to cook and it'll be tender. So you pop in your vegetables with that. And
Tell us what vegetables you have here.
well, we have Savoy cabbage, we have celery, we have diced onion, and we have leek. And again, they're all green because it's the white stew, no carrots involved. So it's all green and white.
With green and white. And you've got some wee whole onions there as well.
Yeah, we're going to hold them back. We give this a half an hour cooking with the meat.
Right. With all of the diced vegetables.
With all the
and so
diced
on.
vegetables, yeah.
Just to keep all that colour.
You just pop that in there.
This is what's going to bring the flavour through.
Well, the flavour then infuses into that, into the meat as you're going along. And when that happens, then, as I say, you want to pop a bit of seasoning in too, salt and pepper, because that's all you really have by way of flavour.
So that's very much up to your own taste and what you're going to put in.
Yeah, just some seasoning. And again, you have to remember too that potatoes absorb flavour. There's also skin, the peelings, these are called chateau potatoes, turned potatoes or barrel-shaped potatoes. And the peelings off these go in and they act as a thickening agent for your stew.
Just to show people what you've done, all you've done is you've peeled them down like so.
Okay. Okay, so you just peel it from head to toe.
Okay, like so.
Okay, and you have a barrel shape there.
Can I bring you home to do this for me? No, okay.
Stick me in a suitcase. There you go.
Sorry, would he fit?
Okay.
And
so
you
that's
put the
your barrel
peelings
shape.
in because that thickens it.
Yeah, that's the thickening agent for your stew. It's a water-based, and the potato thickens it. It also gives it strength and flavour.
And your vitamins and everything in the peel.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
very much so. And as I say, you hold back your potatoes for half an hour till the end, and then you pop in your potatoes. And it's not a matter, as I say, of just throwing it all in, because you'll find that some of the veg will be ruined and the potatoes will be all burst. And so
we couldn't have that.
No, not at all.
We're rare
and then you just
to
pop
better
in,
things than that, aren't we?
You pop in your button onions, and they're very nice. They add great presentation.
And so how long do you leave that cooking up? Another half an hour, is it?
Another half an hour. After the first half hour, you pop in your potatoes and your onions, and you put a lid back on it, and you simmer it for another half an hour.
What was it we were all told? A boiled stew is a spoiled stew. Did you? Yeah. I've never been taught that, as mine was merrily burning away.
Okay,
or
now
simmer away.
So whilst that's happening, we're going to do some dumplings. And these were classically known as death charges. They basically filch you out. Or they were often put in a blind man stew, which there'd be very little meat in, and you'd be looking for it, you know.
And that was what it was called, a blind man.
A blind man stew, or a hide and seek stew.
Lovely.
Okay.
So when the shillings aren't great, maybe on a Thursday or something, or Wednesday or Thursday night. All right,
That's
okay.
it. So we're going to do some dumplings. We've done potato dumplings today. Now I've mixed this earlier on, and basically all it's in it is 3 or 4 potatoes, cream potatoes, a couple of eggs. It's again, depending on the amount of mix. You have a CFAX on correct amount. A couple of eggs.
Excuse me, the wrong channel. It's Airtel.
Oh,
Airtel. None of the
Okay. None of that.
But anyway, we'll give the numbers out and we'll give the details later on in the programme.
We have some semolina, and we have some wholemeal flour, which gives a bit a nutty taste. We have some nutmeg and some parsley, and again some salt and pepper, and that makes up this delicious.
So you're
dumpling.
using, these could be leftover potatoes, is that what?
These could be left over from
potatoes.
Sunday, cream potatoes from Sunday. You just pop them into a machine or into a bowl and give them a good mix.
Good man. All right.
Okay.
Just want to invite up from our audience. Oh, are you going to come on up? Come on up. This is May Pigeon.
World's May is coming up. We're going to just make
May, this is
quenelles.
the woman who runs the mini marathon. So you,
Okay.
isn't that right? I think you're brilliant. You're absolutely brilliant. I did it once until you killed me. And you're a keen cook as well.
I am, yes. And I've learned something there today. I never put cabbage in my early stew.
Yeah,
And,
very important.
I think most people put carrots in.
Yeah, well, I see
So
there's
now-
big variation, you know.
Yes.
But if it's a white
Yes.
stew, you wouldn't put carrots in because it'd colour it
Yes,
and it'd take away from it.
take away.
And wasn't it interesting, the idea about the peelings as well, that you could actually you throw the
That was-
peelings in to thicken?
Thicken.
That's novel.
Okay. Now, so sorry, these are just quenelles. You can actually shape these with your hands as well.
All right. Do one of them very slowly there until we have a good look at how you're doing this.
Okay, you just get 2 dessert spoons.
Okay, now take it easy, take loads of time, just show us that.
Okay, you just
Mix that along.
okay.
Have you ever made
Okay.
these dumplings then?
You
no,
see
not
that,
as-
yeah?
I
Yeah.
did make the dumplings, but not as
Okay.
fancy as those now.
He's fancy, isn't he?
I say when the children were all small, I think it was part of the stew to put in a lot of dumplings to
Yes.
fill them up.
Fill
you
them
know.
up because they
Yeah.
needed all the energy,
Yeah,
great
yeah.
energy in it and lovely
It is,
flavour.
yes, yeah.
And would you put some of those flavours? I mean, I thought it was interesting now that the semolina and that went in as well.
No, the only thing I used to use was pepper, salt and
Pepper, salt.
parsley.
And the mashed potato and egg
I
to bind
didn't
it.
use
isn't it?
potato, I used flour.
Flour.
Yeah.
Flour.
Flour.
This is a different, this is your
Yeah,
potato.
so
now,
that's a great idea, that one.
Yeah,
and
very
you're
much
particularly
so.
for leftover potatoes. Now, let's have a
Okay,
look.
now, so you take some water that you boil up your lamb in and you just pop it into a pan and you just do your quenelles, or you can shape them with your hand. Just put a bit of flour on your hands and pop it into your pan and just poach them gently for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then, as you do, you have to turn them as well. Now, we won't have time to do that today, but what we have is we have a finished product that I prepared,
Here's what he's prepared earlier.
Yes. So,
very much so. And these are the quenelles, and again, they're quite firm. You can
yeah. So
just
that's
press on them, yeah.
you're doing those in water, is it?
No, it's in stock from the actual
stock.
stew.
Oh,
From the,
yeah,
this
lovely.
is what you'd have boiled up
Yeah.
some of the lamb in earlier on.
That's
And just to give the details so that everybody knows, if you want to get the recipe, details of all of today's cookery is available. One is available on Airtel page 364, but you could also send a stamped addressed envelope, but I think it has to be for 36p, yes it does, to Monday Cookery, PO Box 3418 RTE Dublin 4, and do specify which Monday, what information you're looking for, that it's for the stew and the dumplings.
That's it.
Ah, would you look what
Yeah.
you've done here? Look at the wee garnishes,
lovely,
aren't
yeah.
they
They're
lovely?
beautiful.
Now, you're going to give us your...
So we're going to let you sample the Irish stew, and
Oh.
as I say, it can be a little bit sort of bland in appearance, so I've made up a couple of garnishes, and just to garnish it up.
Oh, that smells lovely. Bet they're all sorry down there, they're not up here with you. All right.
Now, and a bit of parsley on top. Okay, now that's your classic.
Oh, that smells good,
Oh,
doesn't
that's
it?
really beautiful.
Now, and then if you want to put some dumplings onto it, just a couple of dumplings. Okay, and as I say, these are just a bit of shavings of carrot. If you want to put your carrot in and transform your dish.
Now,
Okay,
isn't that pretty?
That's lovely.
and then we have a rosette. Okay,
Oh, sure, now we won't go home.
and
Sorry,
that's
me.
what.
Yeah.
That's your Irish stew.
Well done.
Oh, isn't that
That's lovely. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, that's delicious. And is it for the galleries that you cook?
No, if
Yeah,
the National Museum
The
in
National
Kildare
Museum.
Street.
Oh, Kildare Street.
There you have a customer. She'll be in shortly. Let's
I
just take
prompted
a
her
quick...
earlier on.
Oh, pay the money. That's it. Let's have a look. Let's taste it. The moment of truth.
The moment of truth.
Mmm.
Just basic
It's
flavours.
lovely. It's very delicate, isn't it? Beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
One taste, yeah.
Joe, you're not going
I
home.
want
You're
to
coming out
taste
with
your
us.
little
The dumplings. She's
dumpling,
often with the deck charges. Watch out. What do you think of
Oh,
that?
that's beautiful.
Lovely.
Really
Good.
lovely.
All right, listen, Joe, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
A pleasure
Thank
to have you back
Okay.
in. Joe Kerrigan, everybody, from the
Thank
National
you very
Museum.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And thank you indeed, Mayor, as
Thank you.
well.
Thank you. Thanks.
And good luck when you're running the mini
Oh,
marathon.
yes.
Now, we've got
Thank you.
even more music and crack.
Thank you.
All of that after this break, and we'll see you then. When are you going to be running again? The next one is the next one.